welcome to my living room. I want to show you how I took it from looking like this to this. Now this all sounds really easy, but it actually took me 8 days to do everything. There were a lot of setbacks because I had never even seen anyone do anything like this before, but I think it turned out pretty good. In my last video, that was more of a vlog, I showed you how I did the track lighting in the ceiling. But as much as I love light strips, I don't love looking at them. I like the effect they make. You can see here on the curtains, it just highlights those folds and makes it really lush and cinematic. First, I found crown molding that was actually made of styrofoam. The great thing about it is that it is pre-mitered, meaning that the edges were already at 45-degree cuts, which is perfect because when you're putting in the corners, you want to miter those corners. The first thing I decided to do was cut 4 of those in half, so I would have 8 halves, so I could put together the corners first. But I ran into an issue. Usually there are 4 points of contact, 3 on the long side and 1 on the short side. The 3 on the long side attach to the wall and the 1 on the short side attaches to the ceiling. But because I knew I would only be attaching it to the ceiling, I needed more surface area. And a friend of mine who was helping me with my previous video vlog, he said, well, why don't you just use your jigsaw? I'm like, that's a great idea. So we figured out a way to move the crown molding against the jigsaw to get these perfect cuts so that I had more surface area on the top of the crown molding so that I could adhere it to the ceiling. Then I went ahead and I painted every single one of those pieces. One thing about the painting was that because there were so many styrofoam pieces, they just kind of got everywhere. So before painting a piece, I would take a rag and just sort of swat off the styrofoam to make sure that none of it got caught in the paint. It's a lot easier to paint crown molding on the ground than to paint it on the ceiling. So before mounting each piece, I actually went ahead and painted it. After painting the fronts, I realized, oh, this is floating on the ceiling. People are gonna see the back of it too. While the paint was drying, I actually took some scrap pieces to see how would I attach it to the ceiling. I had a couple of different options. The manufacturer says you can just use regular caulk, but I also bought this special styrofoam glue and I thought, they're made of styrofoam. I can use the styrofoam glue, right? Wrong. The styrofoam glue did not hold whatsoever. And honestly, the caulk didn't do a great job either. I thought, okay, I have a brad nailer, let me try that. But the brad nailer didn't work at all. I think it was either jammed or it just didn't have a solid enough surface. The first piece went over my front door. And I tried to do it with only caulk, just like the manufacturer said to do, except it kept falling. So I took 2 C-stands to hoist it up there and hold it up there. And the C-stands developed divots in the actual styrofoam because it's soft material. So I pivoted and decided for the next piece that I was going to put tennis balls on the end of the C-stands and hold it up there. The problem is, with caulk alone, it took 4 days to glue each piece up there, and I'm not that patient. I decided, let me go to the hardware store and rent a more powerful nail gun. At the hardware store, they told me no nail gun would work because it would just go straight through the styrofoam. So I was back at square one until I realized I could just use regular nails. So I just bought regular nails. It worked perfectly. I was able to get all of the corners up within a day. One of the most annoying parts of the process was the joints. Eventually, I figured out that if I smoothed it with my finger and then ran a wet rag over it, that was sort of the best option. I also did a few other things like swapped out some curtains, swapped out the rug, added a mirror, and I'm waiting on the last piece, which are these beautiful dark wood bookshelves that are gonna go floor to ceiling along this wall over here. They're just gonna come in 2 to 4 months. Thanks for watching. I hope this inspired you to do your own DIY project. Until next time, bye!